Hey, it's Aaron, the Metal Theologian. Feels like it's been forever. It's only been like a week, man, but I was like sick, and you know, so I'm gonna open the soda. I'm gonna like talk about anything because I kind of want to. So I'm gonna sit here and just think about this. So this is the specially selected Irish cream, which is like a store brand from Aldi. But there, it's Irish cream soda. It says naturally flavored. It's made with real cane sugar, and it has 210 calories, which is a lot for a bottle this size. You know, usually like the Mountain Dew is on the high end with like I think they're at 170, and Pepsi's like 150. So that's fucking bad. But given that I've been so goddamn sick, I haven't been able to eat all fucking week. It's probably a good time for this. So, actually, I've got no business drinking this anyway. But I had a stomach flu, and I've had a stomach ache like since last Wednesday afternoon. It's a fucking nightmare, man. But like it's still kind of there too. I mean, I'm still not quite 100%. I'm willing if I'm going to go to work tomorrow. And, like I'm up for making a video, but for like last like Thursday and Friday, I was just like, oh, I couldn't do anything, man. And then like over the weekend was still fucking awful, you know. Like I couldn't really get up. I could sort of walk around a little bit and shit, but you know, I wasn't eating anything. So yeah, so I've got no business drinking this carbonated shit. But, you know, you gotta suffer for your art, so. Alright, now, it might be because my taste buds are so, like, under, I don't know, I've had so little to, you know, work with for the last week, but this is tasting absolutely fucking sublime to me, man. It's very sweet, but it has an almost like floral vanilla flavor. I mean, it really tastes vanilla-y. In fact, it's so vanilla-y, it almost doesn't even taste like cream soda anymore, you know, because, I mean, it's a vanilla soda anyway, right, in theory, but, it's, you know, usually it's like vanilla and like kind of some other shit, and it's not like really heavy vanilla. It'll be like whatever. It'll be like sort of a cream soda flavor that is kind of vanilla-y, but kind of just its own thing, you know? This is like really vanilla-y. Wow. Yeah, this is really good, man. Has a nice mouthfeel. It's not too carbonated, which I really kind of appreciate because this isn't good for me, but it's awesome. Yeah, so fucking, yeah, I don't know what the problem is, man. It's like some kind of like intestinal thing or something, and you know, it reminded me of way back in 1988, actually late 87, Whitesnake was going to be playing in my town where I was living in Germany at the time, and I was going to go, I like bought a ticket like way ahead because I was into Whitesnake, and that was before I like got not into them anymore, and I fucking hated them, and I was so glad, and now I like him again, so what the hell. Although I don't really like that later shit because I think it's corny, but you know. So I guess I've kind of come full circle. But anyway, I like bought the ticket way in advance, and then like a month or something before the show, like the tour got canceled because I remember hearing that David Coverdale had some kind of like intestinal flu or something is what I had heard. And like at the time I was like, fucking wuss, man, what the fuck, you know, rock and roll, right? Fucking do a couple lines and get up there, you know. But after the last week, man, I'm just like, fucking David Coverdale, I understand, you know, in solidarity. Speaking of solidarity with David Coverdale, we kind of have the same snaggletooth going on. Look at that shit. Yeah. Like you can really see it in the video for Still of the Night when he's like this, like looking like he's fucking sexy, but his teeth are crooked and shit. His teeth are more crooked than mine. But I'm not English, you know. So, yeah, so anyway, I've been fucking out of commission, man. Like, I'm behind on the videos. I haven't responded to all the comments from the last one yet. Gotta say, I just saw that Zeke the Vinyl Geek is back in town. I'm really happy about that. And, I actually have to give a big shout out to Deadwax66, because right now we are listening to this gem of a record. Which is, first of all, just enjoy that cover for a second. Check that shit out. That's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, it's Mustafa Özkent, and the record is called Learn Turkish with the Metal Theologian. Gençlik ile el ele. I think. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, a record produced apparently by these fine gentlemen. I really don't know anything about this except that it's Turkish. I snoozed on it when this reissue first came out. I mean, that's a pretty memorable cover, right? I know I saw it around, but I kind of went out whatever because I didn't really get into the whole like Turkish thing. Excuse me. Sorry about that, man. My stomach's fucked up though. Seriously, dude. That's like nothing. I'm spacey too. I've been getting tired real fast and shit. I don't even like whine, by the way. I'm just telling this probably like telling stories. I'm not asking for sympathy or anything. I'm better. It's more like this is an interesting thing that happened in my life. So don't like, you know, you don't definitely have to type in, oh man, hope you're feeling better and shit. It's all good, man. I mean, you know, it's fine. Anyway though, so this record, Dead Wax 66 just like casually sort of in passing, I was like, oh, by the way, you might want to check this thing out. And it's funny because this isn't really like apropos, the sound isn't really apropos to what I was showing in that video, but he said he thought I'd dig it, and man, you were totally fucking right if you're watching this, because this record is so good. I listened to like 4 minutes of this. I was at work when I saw the comment. I listened to like 4 minutes of it on YouTube. I turned it off. I was like, I'm going to order that record right fucking now. I'm not going to listen anymore because I don't want to spoil it. So sure enough, the whole thing is great. I listened to it all the way through earlier, and I'm playing a little bit of it again right now. And it just blew my fucking mind. I was thinking about Turkic shit that I might, or Turkish, I should say, because it's not like I have shit from other Turkic countries. But I remember a long time ago I saw someone show, I actually had a Kazakh record, like something from Kazakhstan. I was like, I am so fucking impressed. But anyway, I was looking at other shit, and I pulled this one out, which I actually haven't played. I probably haven't played this record in 12 years, because it's kind of a beat record, you know, but the cover's so good, I couldn't bear to pass it up. Mavi Ishikar, I think it's called, and it's almost all covers, and I kind of balked, because I'm showing Led Zeppelin records today, it's kind of the theme of this video, and with the covers, I was like, man, I'm just kind of asking for a fucking copyright thing. I'm already not going to play the Zeppelin, right? That's why I'm playing something irrelevant. But anyway, so I figured I'd show this anyway, though. Especially this guy, who has a truly excellent forehead. I mean, look at that. Like, his cranium, like, you could fit a fucking soccer ball in there. What a guy, man. And what an excellent cover this is anyway, right? But, you know, and they all look pretty good, man. But that one guy, man, he can be in my band. Yeah, so I have a couple Turkish things, but not very much, and this is easily the best. I hadn't thought about it in a while, but... Okay, so anyway, I couldn't even fucking smoke this for the first couple of days. Excuse me. So, yeah, I'm spacey today. So anyway, yeah, the impetus for this video is that I got kind of a, I guess you'd call it a VCLT pack right before I got sick, so like last like Monday or Tuesday or something like that. It's semi-joke though, because he's not really a VC guy, but he watches my videos and some of yours too. It's my friend from San Francisco named John, okay, who I went and saw late last year. And, you know, keep his last name secret, not that you can necessarily Google him anyway, but that's another story. Anyway, he sent me this pack. I had a psych record that I need to show at some point, which we'll talk about another time. But it also completed my Zeppelin collection, and we'll go into that. See, here's the thing. I feel like a little bit of a dick for doing this, because people like get excited about Zeppelin records. I've been collecting for so long, but I've had like a couple copies of most of these in the past. And so I kind of take this kind of shit for granted, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I actually, the cool thing about my Zeppelin collection is that I only actually paid for one of them. So, yeah, and John actually gave me most of these, but it's like, I ended up getting these along the way, and it's kind of, well, I'm going to just tell the stories as I go through. Okay, so for the first batch, I don't remember what it was. I was still living in San Francisco at the time, right? But like, John and I used to go record shopping. We were like record shopping buddies for like, you know, a good decade, okay? And like back in the 90s, we would go looking for shit, and he would always just shop out of dollar bins. So after, over time, your collection gets to a certain size and you can't do that anymore. But back in the 90s, you could still find good shit. So he had extra copies of all this shit. So at one point I was like, man, I wish I hadn't gotten rid of all my Zeppelin records, because I kind of wish maybe this one, yeah, this was later on. This was in the mid-2000s, because I'd gotten rid of all my Zeppelin records in The Purge when I left LA and moved back to San Francisco. So, one day I was like, I just felt like hearing some Zeppelin. I was like, shit, man, I wish I hadn't gotten rid of all my Zeppelin records. He was like, dude, I've got doubles of some of that shit. You can just have them. I was like, are you sure, man? It's fucking Zeppelin shit. It's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck, man. I got this shit for $1 out of the Amoeba, back in the 90s. I don't care. So, so these are the ones he hooked me up with that day. This one, first one, has a tape seam up there. None of these are in the greatest shape, but I don't care, because for as often as I play them, they're totally fine. I mean, I'm not going to go all like, SMF Captain Howdy, Mint Freak over the Zeppelin records. I'm just not that big a fan, I mean, the shit's cool, but anyway, so yeah, here's my copy of the first one, and I almost made a joke about having gotten my money's worth, but that would make it sound like I didn't like it, and I actually do. I mean, I really enjoyed this record. Especially, actually, since I got more into blues rock, just since I started making videos. Several years ago now. But, I hated blues rock until I saw a video by Garner, who is now, oh shit, I'm spacing his fucking name. It'll come to me when I'm not trying. His channel's awesome. He shows all sorts of great shit. And he used to be, oh man, okay, I'm just too much of a shithead for this today. Anyway, he talked about like some like kind of mediocre Savoy Brown record. Just for the hell of it, I picked it up. And it just clicked, man. And it just sort of opened this whole door of, like blues rock to me that I'd never been into before. So since then, I actually appreciate the Zeppelin more, because what used to bug me about them was the whole blues thing, Especially when people talk about them as like a forerunner for metal, like with the, the Black Sabbath and shit. Because you compare what they were doing to what Deep Purple was doing, and they really sound pretty goddamn wussy, these guys. I mean, they're like, they're kind of putzing around and playing like acoustic guitars and shit. And fucking Deep Purple was like heavy, and Uriah Heep was like balls out. I mean, they were doing some corny ass ballads, Uriah Heep were, but when they were putting it on the line, they were fucking, they weren't kidding, And Zeppelin was kind of, it's like they weren't taking the right drugs or something. So, so I completely lost my train of thought. But anyway, yeah, so the whole blues thing used to bug me, was the thing, though. And so I tended to like some of the later records more. Like I really like Kashmir and shit like that, Achilles' Last Stand. But like the earlier records kind of left me cold, and I wasn't crazy about the later ones either. But except once in a while. Actually, I always like the third one too. But anyway, once I got into the blues thing, I appreciated the first couple a lot more. So this was another one that I got. And it's funny, because this is almost like a running joke. This is sort of my bane. It's funny, because that scribble on the back, I really don't give a crap about. But that $4 one on the front, you can see where I put the Goo Gone on it and tried to get rid of it. It's sort of smeared it a little bit, but that's like soaked into the matte paper. That's never going anywhere. That's been a thorn in my side forever. And I've sort of been keeping an eye out for like a better copy of the cover. The record's fine. I don't really give a shit, But yeah, if I could find a copy of the cover that just doesn't have that on, it doesn't even have to be perfect, and the record can be trash. Doesn't even fucking matter. That'd be great. But I don't want to pay more than a couple bucks for it, is the thing. If I'm willing to pay $20, I'd already have it, because I could find that. But anyway, so it's the second Zeppelin record and the $4 price tag that frosts my nuts. I couldn't believe that he let me have this one, John. Okay, this is the third one, which of course has the cool ass cover, right? And the gatefold and all that shit. But this is actually an early press that has in the dead wax that Do What Thou Wilt thing. And it's only on one side, interestingly. I've read that there are different pressings of this that have that on both sides or one side, or some of them have a different little slogan on the other side, but I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if there's enough light in here. Oh wait, maybe if I catch it. There we go. So you probably can't read that, but there's the etching where it says "Do what thou wilt," you know, which like freaked out. Like if you were into like, if you're reading those like anti-rock things that like the Baptists were putting out in the 80s or whatever, it was like, oh my god, they used a Crowley line on the fucking dead wax of the record. Oh Jesus! And now it's like this collectible thing because it was really only, you know, some of the early pressings. So anyway, yeah, you know, I pointed that out. I was like, dude, I remember this. I was like, dude, are you sure? This is like a really kind of, you know, an awesome pressing of this record. He was like, yeah, I don't give a shit about that sort of thing. So, yeah, he's really easygoing about records, this guy John. I'm probably going to make him all self-conscious when he's watching this. But so, let me flip this real quick. Anyway, the last one I got from him, this is all in one day, by the way. You know, I just went over there. He was like, yeah, let me go through my shit and see what doubles I have. And these are the ones he pulled out. Yeah, the last one was this one. Honestly, I'm not even sure if I've ever played this one. I mean, I've probably played it like once. But like the other three, I've played those a lot, those first three. But this one I always thought was kind of crap. But you know something? The only song off here that I actually remember is All My Love. So, you know, and that's a fucking crap synth sound. I mean, I'm generally a sucker for 70s synth, but not that, you know. Anyway, yeah, you know, let me pull it out and show you which version of the cover I have, too. Because as I'm sure you all know, there were 4. So it's this one. So, if you give a shit about that sort of thing, you probably have your own copy if you give a shit. But that's mine. Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, you know, I'm gonna actually play that one sometime soon just to see what it sounds like again. Okay, so, the next one, I actually used to have a copy of this on purple vinyl, like a opaque purple vinyl. And there's a story about me letting go of that, because I actually traded it with someone, and then but it was overseas, I forgot. And then I put it on eBay, and he was like, dude, that was mine. I was like, oh shit, man, I felt like such an asshole, right? Like, man, here, I'll pull it, and like, it's yours. Or he was like, ah, fuck it, I don't care, man. So, anyway. Oh yeah, anyway, so this is the only one that I actually paid for. And I paid, like, a decent price for this record because I really wanted to hear it. You know, when I saw it, and it was at the record store, it was right there, and it was a pretty nice copy. And it's actually this one. The most obvious of them all, right? Fucking Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin. I think the song I wanted to hear was like, you know, Rock and Roll or something like that. Like something really obvious. But I just kind of had to have it, and there it was. So, you know. So I think I paid $15 for this. You know, which isn't like a lot. You know, I've seen people pay $20, $25 for this at record shows and shit. But 15 is pretty fair these days, really. But, I got that probably 5 years ago or something, and, you know, like I said, that's the only one that I actually paid for. So when I first moved to, well, not when I first moved, when I'd been in Charleston just a few months, actually, I made friends with this guy, you know, named, Tommy, okay, and he was like, oh man, I found a few records in my garage, do you want them? I didn't have a record player. So I was like, yeah, sure. So he had like a Grateful Dead record, and, like a really trashed copy of The Wall, and like 1 or 2 other things that I kind of kept. Some Manfred Mann records of all things, actually. But there's also a copy of this in there. And I think this is a pretty cool record. This is also another one that I remember fondly for the cover freaking people out back in the 80s, especially that picture right there. You know, with like that whole thing, and she's like fucking transmitting the vibes into the kids, like, oh, you know, it's all Satan, you know, so. Yeah, it's a fantastic cover, man. But, you know, I have no idea about what pressing this is or anything. But, you know, it's embossed and just a cool piece. The cover looks a little bit washed out. So that might just be age or, like, you know, improper storage. But I wonder if that's a specific pressing. Because sometimes the print quality is different in different countries. So if you know something about that, I'd be curious. Alright, the next one. This one's really kind of rough. But, you know, something, again, it's fine for my purposes. This one, I showed not all that long ago, and I got this from our very own Chris at Dixieland Farms. This is my copy of Houses of the Holy. And, this is a record that's kind of grown on me with time. I used to kind of put this in the same bucket with In Through the Outdoor in my head. It kind of vibed the same way for me as far as just being kind of, I don't know how to describe it, like, goofy in a way, but not goofy like jokey, more like goofy like not focused, but I kind of hate not focused as a criticism too, because I can dig it when a band tries to do a few different things on the record, you know? But like, Zeppelin doing reggae, I just think it's contrived. You know, the whole blues thing was kind of part of their thing, but like, it was like, this has their reggae song on it. Unfortunately, it isn't all that reggae anyway, really. But, based on how I remember it anyway, which is not that well. But, yeah, so, yeah, anyway. It's a record that's, I've kind of come back around on. I like it a lot more than I used to, and I'm really, appreciate that I have that. So, after getting those other ones, apparently, this kind of last the story part. So apparently John went on a quest, a sort of a mini quest, and that was to find a copy of physical graffiti for $1, that, or at least really cheap, but preferably for $1, that he could send it to complete my Zeppelin collection, so like I could finish it out without paying for it, you know. That was like kind of a thing. So in the pack that I got just last week with that Psych record was this. And I had no idea this was coming. This was just like, he actually found this in, I think Philadelphia, either Philadelphia or Chicago. But, he in both places in the last year. But the point is, it just sort of came out of nowhere. It's like someone else thought it was funny that I had all these Zeppelin records, that I basically a whole Zeppelin collection I got for free. Want to sort of keep it going, and this really does complete it for me, because, I mean, Coda isn't all that great, and I really don't give a crap about that live one, and I think that's really it. I feel like there's one more that I'm forgetting, but anyway, that's, I mean, those are really the records, and, this is more than enough, there's plenty of good shit on here. I'm probably never going to listen to this all the way through. I'll probably listen to all of it, but, the odds of my listening to it all the way through are, I mean, I don't know, man, it could happen. I sat down one afternoon and listened to 3 Molly Hatchet records in a row. I never thought I would have done that either, but I did. So, that's it though, man. That's the Zeppelin records that, I got for free, and the story going along with them. So it's been kind of a journey, actually, turning those things up without paying for them. And, out of the people I got these things from, only one of them makes videos. You probably all know him because he's been doing it longer than I have. But, I'm grateful to everyone who sent me shit, to the other 2 guys for watching. Very much appreciated. And I'll even give a little tip of the hat to Cat's Records up in Somerville, where I got the other Zeppelin records that I actually paid for. So, alright, that's it. I'm in about 20 minutes, and I should probably go to bed, because, I am going to work tomorrow, and I gotta recover that last little bit. So, thanks for watching, and yeah, that's it.